I don't know if that piece is signed. That's by a really uh, sort of a freelancer named Alexander Reed
Why are you
Ross.
doing? I fucking blacked out his name, dummy. Why are you fucking saying his name?
You can see the very bottom too.
Just his first
No,
name.
well, because he sends me the same messages all the time and is trying to.
I don't want to. I don't want to mention his name on my show to prop him up. Do you understand that? Do you understand this is a big platform?
Well,
and
I
if
think
I
it's
mention his
important.
so more people are going to watch this video about this than are going to read his fucking article like 10 times more people. So that's why I don't want to mention his name. But you already
No,
did.
I mean, I don't even.
You motherfucker. Go ahead.
I think it's important to mention his name, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, okay.
Because he published a series of smears about me, about even Katrina vanden Heuvel, the publisher of The Nation, Stephen Walt, who's one of the premier international relations scholars in the country, Stephen F. Cohen, the late great Stephen F. Cohen, who is our greatest living Russian scholar in the U.S., at the Southern Poverty Law Center, accusing us of being involved in a red-brown secret alliance with fascists controlled by the Kremlin. And his entire archive was deleted, and the Southern Poverty Law Center was forced to apologize for all of the lies and smears that he published. His entire archive, 3 articles of smears, lies, distortions, and McCarthyite distortions of half-truths, was completely erased from existence. And he is running around trying to exploit the atmosphere, the post-January 6th atmosphere.
That's what he's doing.
Here, in order to not just smear, but create the context for the cancellation of people like you who are seen as really influential left populist voices. And so I got an email like that from him and a number of other people. I mean, more people than I can count on my right hand who are influential podcasters, pundits, and journalists, all on the left, DSA type people even got email, and he wants to conjure up this narrative. His email to me was about, me, like over a year ago on your show, I briefly criticized George Soros and for, funding regime change operations. And I even said that a lot of the attacks on Soros are anti-Semitic when they come from the right. I mean, I even said that, but he said, I'm fanning the flames of anti-Semitism. So I wrote his editor at the Daily Beast, and I said, I want you to know that this cat had his entire archive deleted at the Southern Poverty Law Center because he just he published a series of demented McCarthyite lies. And, now he's working for, I don't know why anyone employs him, but there's all this money out there for like disinformation work.
Yes.
And he's working for a group called, it's called NCRI, the National Contagion Research Institute. And he's working with the cops. All right. This is a guy who says that he is an anarchist. He lives in Portland, which is like anarchist central. He's done like he's identified as an anarchist. He even pitched the Gray Zone years ago under a weird like assumed name, like a Lilac from Earth First, which was a direct action environmentalist anarchist network. But now he's working with the cops at the National Contagion Research Institute, which is funded by not just Charles Koch, one of the Koch brothers, and the Anti-Defamation League, the anti-Palestinian organization that spied on anti-apartheid activists in the 80s and 90s, but also George Soros. So he's working there with NYPD spy named Jack Donahue. This is a guy who's on the board of the NCRI. DHS, 2 DHS officials are there. And Denver Riggleman, who is a Tea Party-backed right-wing candidate in Virginia, who actually beat Leslie Coburn, who was one of the most progressive candidates we've seen run for office. So this guy's actually in a blue-brown alliance. Blue meaning, he's active, trying to like shill for the Democratic Party, but also blue meaning cops, NYPD blue, and the far right, the Koch brothers, who've funded so much right-wing activity in this country, funded like the career of Sam Brownback, of fire-breathing Christian right
So
senator.
that's who
from
this
Kansas.
guy who's going to write the smear
That's who he
piece on
is.
me.
This-
That's who this guy is. This Alexander Reed. What's his name?
Yeah, Alexander Reed Ross, a total fraud. I mean, and he pitched the Gray Zone in 2017. He tried to get an article in the Gray Zone, and then 6 months later, he smears me as like a Kremlin fascist info op, and he said that I'm like a follower of this Russian nutty professor named Alexander Dugin. Like I didn't even know who that was before his piece came out. And he's emailing everybody, and it's unclear to me that anyone at the Daily Beast is giving him the time of day.